Hello, my Jefferson Eagle friends. Welcome to our health assignment this week. Sorry, I got to close those blinds. I'm embarrassed. What's going on? Last couple of weeks, we have talked about, let's see here, our immune system, white blood cells, exercise. We've brought up sleeping. And now this week and next week, we're going to talk about something pretty cool. It's called the skeletal system. Now, if you think about the skeletal system, just simply put your hand in the air. Bones. All of those, the bones there, the bones there, the bones in your chest, your ribs, your spine. Put your hand on your back and feel all those bumps back there. That is your spine, your legs, your knees, tons of different things. We're going to go over the bones in our body, the skeletal system. Now, are we going to learn every single one? No. This week, we're just going to go basically over three parts of it. We're going to talk about the spine, the ribs, and the skull. So the back, front, and this. Next week, we're going to talk about our hands, our legs, our joints, and how do we take care of our bodies. So this is part one. We also have our exit slip, which is right below here. As you can see, we have 3 videos that kind of go over basics of the skeletal system. Probably a little more this week and next week. So I'll find another couple videos for next week and use these ones as well. But let's go. So let's get started with bones. Every single person has a skeleton made up of many bones. These bones give your body structure, let you move in many different ways, protect your organs, so protects your inner organs. So ribs are on the outside, and on the inside, that's where the kidney and liver and all those special things are that help your body. It's time to look at your bones. Me, an adult, has 206 bones. 206. That's a lot. Now, what are bones made of? If you've ever seen a real skeleton, Mr. Briggs has, or a fossil in the museum, you probably have, are those hanging skeletons that hang down in classrooms. You might think of all the bones are dead. Although bones in museums are dry, hard, and crumbly, the bones in your body are different. The bones that make up your skeletal system in your body are alive, growing, and changing all the time, like other parts of your body. For almost every bone in your body is made up of the same material. So this is every single bone in your body. Let's go. The outer surface of bone is called the periosteum. It's a thin, dense membrane that contains nerves, blood vessels that nourish the bone. The next layer is made up of compact bone. This part is smooth and very hard. It's the part you see when you look at a skeleton. So you see that white skeleton bone? That's the compact part of the bone. So inside of that bone, I'm trying to find something that I could show you here. So inside the bone are many layers of cancellous bones, which look like a little sponge, but it's not quite as hard as compact, but it's still very strong. And inside of that part the innermost part is the bone marrow. Bone marrow is sort of like a thick jelly, and its job is to make blood cells. So basics of it. How bones grow. When you are a little itty bitty baby, your tiny hands and your fingers, slowly as you grow older, everything becomes a little bit bigger. A baby has about 300 bones when they're born. 300. They eventually fuse together to make 206 as an adult. What is fuse? That means they come together. Some of those small bones in your fingers or small bones in your body, they start to slowly to become one. Other bones in the baby are partly made of cartilage. Cartilage is soft and flexible. During childhood, as you are growing, the cartilage grows and is slowly replaced by bone with the help of one thing: calcium. By the time you're 25, this process will be complete. After that happens, there can be no more growth in your bones. The bones are as big as they ever will be. All of these bones make up a skeleton that is very strong and very light. So let's go with the first part. I said your spine. Your spine is one part of the skeleton that's easy to check out. You can just touch in the back. Very simple. Kind of bumpy there. The spine lets you twist and bend and holds your body upright. It also protects your spinal cord, which is a large bundle of nerves and sends information from your brain to the rest of your body. So Mr. Briggs wants to kick the wall. My brain is telling my foot to do that, but that message is sent down the spinal cord, which is in your spine. Fun fact. The spine is special because it's made up of not 1 or even 2 bones. The spine is made up of 33 bones. These bones are called vertebrae, and each one is shaped like a ring. Now, there are different types of vertebrae in the spine, and each does a different job. The first 7 vertebrae bones back there are called cervical vertebrae. These bones are the back of your neck, just below your brain. So right back there. These bones are in the back, just below your brain. They support your head and neck. Your head is pretty heavy, so it's lucky to have help from the cervical vertebrae. Below the cervical are the thoracic vertebrae. There are 12 of those. Oh, that's a lot. These guys anchor your ribs. Below the thoracic vertebrae are 5 lumbar vertebrae. Beneath the lumbar, they are the sacrum, which is made up of 5 vertebrae that are fused together to form one bone. So remember, fused, they come together to form one bone. Finally, all the way at the bottom of the spine is the coccyx, which is a one bone made of 4 fused vertebrae. The bottom section of the spine are important when it comes to bearing weight and giving you a good center of gravity. So when you pick up a heavy backpack, the lumbar vertebrae, sacrum, and coccyx give you the power. When you dance, skip, or even walk, they keep you balanced. They keep you upright. In between each vertebrae, the name of, or for just one of the vertebra, in between each vertebra are small discs made of cartilage. These discs help vertebrae from rubbing against each other. They also act as your spine's natural shock absorber. When you jump in the air or twist, well, you're slamming the ball down. The discs give you a vertebrae like cushioning they need. So if without the discs in there, your bone just hits each other, rubs, and you're going to feel pain. But those discs are like a little buffer right there. So kind of, you look at this pencil here, that would be a disc because it's cushioning so you don't hit bone on bone. Now, your ribs, your heart, lungs, and liver are all very important. And luckily, you've got ribs to protect them. Ribs act as a cage of bones around your chest. It's easy to feel the bottom of your rib cage. If you can breathe in deeply, you can feel all your vertebrae. Your ribs come in pairs, and the left and right sides of each pair are exactly the same. Most people have 12 pairs of ribs, but some people are born with one more extra rib, and some people have less. All 12 pairs of ribs attach to the back of the spine, which are held in place by the thoracic vertebrae. The first 7 parts of the ribs attach in the front to the sternum. Sternum is the strong bone in the center of your chest. So right here, if you hit that, that's your sternum. And those are attached with your ribs. There you go. The remaining sets of ribs don't attach to the sternum directly. The next 3 pairs are held on with cartilage to the ribs above them. So cartilage kind of holds them all together. The very last 2 sets of ribs are called floating ribs because they aren't connected to the sternum or the ribs above them. But don't worry, they're not going to float away in your body. Like the rest of you, they're securely attached to the spine. There you go. And now lastly, before we move on, the skull. That's that. Your skull protects the most important part of all, the brain. You can feel your skull by pushing on your head, especially in the back a few inches above your neck. The skull is actually made up of different bones. Some of those bones protect your brain, whereas others make up the structure of your face, eye, right there, your chin, part of your nose. And although you can't see, the smallest bone in the whole body is in your head. The stirrup bone behind your eardrum, so back here, is 0.1 to 0.13 inches. You want to know something else? The lower jawbone is the only bone in your head you can move. Hearing me talk too much. It also helps chew food. Now, the skull is pretty cool, but it's changed since you were a baby. All babies are born with spaces between their bones and their skull. This allows the bones to move close up and even overlap as the baby goes into the birth canal. As the baby grows, the space between those bones slowly closes. The special joints called sutures connect the bones. So, what are we doing right now? Well, I'm giving you a break. That's good for this week. Next week, we got more. What do you need to do now? We got some questions below. We got some videos. Thank you so much. This is Skeletal System, week 1. Week 2 will be obviously next week. So this is week 23, Skeletal System. See you guys week 24 with more on the Skeletal System.